Thank y'all very much for tuning into the Uche O'Rai Show. I'm your host, Mr. Uche Ernest O'Rai. Coming at you today with an Easter message for you. It's not going to be what some of y'all expect. I'm probably going to offend somebody. I'm sure I will, actually. As we approach Easter, the day that Christians recognize as the day that Christ rose from the dead, I just want to let some of y'all know that if Jesus Christ had to choose a political party, he probably would be a Democrat. And why do I say this? Because Jesus Christ was a socialist, okay? Jesus Christ absolutely was a socialist. And you may not believe that. But let me tell you why I believe that he was not only a socialist, but he was liberal on top of that, okay? Liberals and conservatives have some stark differences, at least conservatives of today, okay? Just like Jesus Christ, liberals don't judge people, okay? We accept them as they are. We wish them well, but we accept them as they are. We don't force our personal views down their throats. In as much as conservatives would say it's the other way, that it's liberals that force their views down their throat. They might say, oh, we're trying to force gay marriage down their throat. No. The gay people are over here saying, let us get married to each other. The conservatives are over here saying, y'all can't get married. The liberals are like, let them get married. It's not going to affect me in my heterosexual relationship, and so on and so forth. Jesus Christ, I believe, would have taken the same view. It's not to say that Jesus Christ would have been for or against gay marriage either way. But as we saw in various places in the New Testament, Jesus Christ did not judge people, but he always attacked those that were quick to judge. Case in point, when he stood up for the prostitute that was about to be stoned, he told those people that were holier than thou, he who has no sin, pick up the first stone and throw it. And all of them, being convicted within themselves, knew that they were in no position to pass judgment on that lady, on that prostitute. And they all dropped the stones. Okay? We look at, and of course he told her, get up and sin no more. Yes. We also look at the people that Jesus surrounded himself with in the 12 disciples. These were not your average run-of-the-mill people. If they came to your company to apply for a job, you would not hire them. If you look at all their personalities, you know, everybody from Peter being alcoholic, the other disciples, you know, they all had issues. They all had issues. They all had one thing or the other. Okay, they were, I guess, focused people, but they were not religious people. Not in today's sense of what a religious person was. Hot-tempered, people that drank a lot. They were not part of your religious elite. They were probably not volunteers at the local synagogue. Jesus shunned the religious elite of his time. Jesus Christ was, if he was alive today, he would not be a friend of Pat Hagee, or John Hagee. He would not be a friend of Billy Graham, most likely not. You know, he may not be a friend of T.D. Jakes or some of your well-known, Joel Osteen, some of your well-known pastors, evangelists, religious leaders, whatever. He would not. He would be a common man, and he would be a man that hung around with the lowlifes of the world. Not to tell them, not to look down upon them, but to come in their midst, and from being in their midst, now bring them to God. See, that's the difference between Jesus and the religious people of today, and why I believe that Jesus would have been a liberal, or is a liberal from all descriptions of him, okay, and also was a socialist. Keep in mind, Jesus went out at the Sermon on the Mountain, and he fed everybody that came with one loaf of fish, one fish and one loaf of bread. He created a multitude.